All right, today's patient is a 2003 Ram with a 5.9 Cummins. Just a little bit of it taken apart here. Original complaint was a coolant leak. Traced it to the water pump. You can already see this is more than just a water pump replacement. The bearing in this thing is just totally shot. I can't really show you easily, but a lot of play in there. It was leaking out of there pretty clearly. So yanked off the water pump and I find no fins on there, and I've never seen a water pump without fins before. Soon I found one of the fins. These are supposed to have 5. Fished around in the hole that it goes, and I've already got the new water pump on there actually, but fished around in there, tried to see if I could find any more. Could not find anything. With a magnet, I used a flexible magnet. No luck at all. It's just too much of a barrier back there to get back in there and see anything. So I start doing some digging online, figure out if this is something where we just have to let it ride and hope for the best, or like if there's nothing you can do short of tearing the engine down, and in that case you almost might as well wait for it to just blow itself up and then tear it down and fix everything. But I start doing a little digging, not having a lot of luck. Then I find out Google turns up a forum with a thread from 2015 at dieseltruckresource.com. I want to give credit to this guy for this idea that is really helping me out today. But anyway, Big Iron 70 made a post. He said yank off the oil cooler, it'll all be back there. This is the oil cooler. It's what the oil filter goes to. Yank off the air intake, take off the oil filter. You'll need to disconnect this oil line to the turbocharger. I can't get a gasket right away. This is going to sit over the weekend, so cover up the turbocharger, make sure nothing crawls up in there. Oil cooler is a bunch of little bolts. You have bolts with studs right there on the marks, and then on the bottom right hand corner, that is these ones with the stud on top. Anyway, all those bolts have, oh, you also need to remove the remove the alternator. Obviously that's gone. Disconnect the AC compressor electrical connector, not the actual refrigerant lines. Leave those still. Just disconnect the electrical connector down there. Fish all this out. There's another connector that goes down in there. Just find your electrical connections, get them out of the way, and then get this guy off. Just pull it off right there. It's flexible back there, but there is a 10mm bolt that goes in right there that needs to be removed because there's a little bracket on here. So remove that, and then that'll give you all the room you need to just yank all this stuff off and get that oil cooler out. And all 4 of them were sitting right in there. No problem. A couple of them were, one of them fell out with the oil cooler when I took it off. 2 more were just laying in there, and then 1 more was up on this shelf right here. You can't really see very well, not enough light, but anyway, right there where I got my finger sticking in, there's a shelf that goes to the that actually goes like right to the water pump. So the last one was laying up in there. If you're still missing one, fish around up there for a magnet, fish around down in here for a magnet. That coolant's not very deep, it's only like maybe a centimeter, but just in case something is in there. And you've got a little more room back to the left that you might be able to find something if you're still not finding all of it. But unless it comes into tiny fragments, in this case it was larger fragments. I've seen sometimes, or heard rather, looking online, sometimes these themselves will also break in half, so you have a thin piece instead of a larger piece that can't really fit through that jacket. Hopefully, if you have this problem, which hopefully you don't have, but if you do have this problem, hopefully it's all still in larger pieces like this and it can't float past that jacket there. If it is smaller pieces and they are past that jacket there, going to the left around there, at that point I'm really not a whole lot of sure what you can do. Some people said back flushing the system might work. I believe coolant flow in here goes from lower radiator hose into the water pump, around the engine, and then up into the thermostat. So I'm guessing what you would do is remove the thermostat and then just hook up a garden hose and then just, you know, power as much water down through there as possible, hopefully flush it back around and then back this way. I haven't tried that. I don't know if it would actually work like that or not, or if it would even push anything out if that is the case. But if that was the situation I'm in, then that would be the next thing I would try. But anyway, hope that helps somebody, and hope that idea gets a little more visibility now, because I would I've already had once very early in my career, I tore apart an engine that I didn't need to tear apart, and it's not a fun thing to have to do. So if you can avoid doing it and there's an easier fix, then let's do that and get it done. But that's it. Y'all have a good one.